After 75–99% of deaths are due to 5 causes, it is clear that certain health problems are having a huge impact on people's lives. Understanding what these causes are, why they happen, and how to prevent them is very important. These main causes of death are not only taking lives, but also affecting families, communities, and entire countries. By learning more about them, we can take steps to improve health and save lives. Many people around the world are living longer than ever before. But even though people are living longer, they are still dying too early because of preventable health issues. The 5 leading causes of death often include heart disease, stroke, respiratory diseases, cancer, and diabetes. These diseases are often called non-communicable diseases, which means they do not spread from person to person like infections do. Instead, they usually develop slowly over time and are linked to things like poor diet, lack of exercise, smoking, drinking too much alcohol, and stress. Heart disease is often the #1 cause of death. It affects the heart and blood vessels, and it can lead to heart attacks or heart failure. Stroke is another serious problem. It happens when blood flow to the brain is blocked, and it can cause brain damage or even death. Cancer is a disease where cells in the body grow out of control. There are many types of cancer, and some can be deadly if not found early. Respiratory diseases, such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, affect the lungs and make it hard to breathe. Diabetes is a condition where the body cannot control sugar levels in the blood, and it can lead to serious complications like kidney failure or blindness. The good news is that many of these causes of death can be prevented or controlled. Healthy lifestyle choices, such as eating nutritious food, being physically active, not smoking, and going for regular checkups, can reduce the risk. Governments, healthcare workers, and individuals all have a role to play in fighting these diseases. Health education, better medical care, and public awareness campaigns can help people make better choices for their health. It is also important to look at the bigger picture. Poor countries often have fewer healthcare resources, which makes it harder to treat or prevent these diseases. In some places, people may not even know they have a serious condition until it is too late. That is why education and access to healthcare are key to solving this global problem. In conclusion, when 75.99% of deaths come from just 5 causes, we cannot ignore the warning signs. We need to learn more, act early, and take better care of ourselves and others. By doing this, we can reduce the number of deaths and help more people live long and healthy lives. If you find this information helpful, please like the video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel. This will help us bring you more useful health videos. The first major cause of death around the world is heart disease. It is one of the 5 leading causes that together make up 75.99% of all deaths. Heart disease is a condition that affects the heart and the blood vessels. It can cause serious health problems and even lead to death if not treated in time. Many people live with heart disease without knowing they have it, which makes it even more dangerous. Heart disease includes many different problems, but the most common one is called coronary artery disease. This happens when the blood vessels that carry blood to the heart become narrow or blocked. When this happens, the heart does not get enough oxygen. This can cause chest pain, heart attacks, or even heart failure. A heart attack is very serious and can happen suddenly. It occurs when the blood flow to part of the heart stops. Without quick treatment, a person can die from a heart attack. There are many reasons why people get heart disease. One big reason is an unhealthy lifestyle. Eating foods that are high in fat, sugar, and salt can damage the heart over time. Not getting enough exercise can also increase the risk. Smoking is another major cause. When people smoke, harmful chemicals enter the body and damage the blood vessels and heart. Drinking too much alcohol, feeling stressed all the time, and not getting enough sleep can also lead to heart problems. Sometimes, heart disease runs in families. This means that if your parents or grandparents had heart disease, you may have a higher chance of getting it too. But even if it runs in the family, people can still take steps to lower their risk. This includes eating healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, being active every day, and avoiding smoking and alcohol. One problem with heart disease is that it often does not show clear signs in the early stages. A person may feel fine for many years, but during that time, the disease is slowly getting worse inside the body. That is why regular checkups with a doctor are very important. Doctors can check blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and other things to see if the heart is healthy. If they find a problem early, they can help the person take action to stay healthy. Treating heart disease can be costly, especially in poorer countries where hospitals and medicine may not be easily available. This is why prevention is so important. If people learn about the risks and how to stay healthy from a young age, many heart problems can be avoided. Schools, families, and governments all need to work together to spread awareness. In short, heart disease is a serious health issue that kills millions of people every year. It is often caused by the way we live, but it can be prevented. By making healthy choices and going to the doctor regularly, people can protect their hearts and live longer, happier lives. The second cause of death: stroke. Another major cause of death is stroke. Stroke is a serious medical condition that happens when blood stops flowing to a part of the brain. When the brain does not get enough blood and oxygen, brain cells start to die. This can cause permanent damage to the body, and in many cases, it can lead to death. Stroke is one of the top 5 causes of death in the world and affects millions of people every year. There are 2 main types of stroke. The first one is called ischemic stroke, which happens when a blood clot blocks a blood vessel in the brain. This is the most common type. The second type is called hemorrhagic stroke, which happens when a blood vessel in the brain breaks and bleeds. Both types are very dangerous and need quick treatment to prevent serious harm. Stroke can happen suddenly. The warning signs are easy to miss, but it is important to recognize them quickly. A person having a stroke might feel weak or numb on one side of the body, have trouble speaking, feel confused, or lose balance. Sometimes, one side of the face might droop. If you ever notice these signs in someone, you must call for medical help immediately. Every minute counts, and fast action can save a life. There are many risk factors that can lead to stroke. High blood pressure is the biggest risk. When your blood pressure is too high, it puts extra stress on your blood vessels, which can lead to a stroke. Other risks include smoking, diabetes, high cholesterol, lack of physical activity, and unhealthy eating habits. People who drink too much alcohol or are overweight are also more likely to have a stroke. Like heart disease, stroke can also run in families. If your parents or other close relatives had a stroke, your risk may be higher. But just like with other diseases, you can lower your chances by living a healthy lifestyle. Eating less salt and fatty foods, exercising regularly, not smoking, and checking your blood pressure often can help reduce the risk. Some strokes are minor, and people recover quickly. But many strokes cause long-term problems. After a stroke, some people cannot walk or talk properly. Others may have memory problems or need help doing everyday tasks. Stroke can also cause emotional problems like sadness and depression. That's why stroke survivors often need physical therapy, speech therapy, and emotional support to get better. Stroke not only affects individuals, but also their families. Caring for a stroke patient can be difficult and expensive. In poor countries, many people do not have access to good hospitals or treatment, so they suffer more. This is why stroke prevention and awareness are so important. In conclusion, stroke is a deadly and disabling disease that can happen to anyone. Knowing the warning signs, understanding the risks, and living a healthy life can help prevent it. With the right care and awareness, many strokes can be avoided and more lives can be saved. The third cause is cancer. Cancer is another major cause of death around the world. It is one of the 5 leading reasons behind 75.99% of all deaths. Cancer is a disease where some cells in the body grow in an uncontrolled way. These cells do not behave like normal cells. Instead of dying when they should, they keep growing and spreading. Over time, they can form a lump called a tumor. Some tumors are harmless, but many cancers are dangerous because they can spread to other parts of the body and damage important organs. There are many types of cancer, such as lung cancer, breast cancer, liver cancer, blood cancer, leukemia, and colon cancer. Cancer can happen in almost any part of the body. Some cancers grow slowly, while others spread very fast. The danger of cancer depends on its type, how early it is found, and how it is treated. The exact cause of cancer is not always known, but many risk factors are linked to lifestyle choices. Smoking is the biggest cause of cancer, especially lung cancer. People who smoke for many years have a much higher risk. Eating unhealthy food, drinking too much alcohol, and not doing enough physical activity also increase the risk. Exposure to harmful chemicals, pollution, and even too much sun can also cause cancer. In some cases, cancer is passed down from family members. If your parents or grandparents had a certain type of cancer, you might have a higher chance of getting it too. However, having a healthy lifestyle can still lower your risk. One of the biggest problems with cancer is that it often does not show clear symptoms at the beginning. Many people don't know they have cancer until it becomes serious. That is why regular checkups and screenings are very important. If cancer is found early, treatment is more likely to be successful. Doctors use tests like blood tests, scans, and biopsies to check for cancer. Treatment for cancer depends on the type and stage of the disease. Common treatments include surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, and newer options like immunotherapy. These treatments can be very hard on the body, and they may have side effects like hair loss, weakness, and nausea. But many people do survive cancer, especially if it is caught early. Living with cancer is difficult. It affects not only the body, but also the mind. Many people feel afraid, sad, or anxious during their illness. Families also face emotional and financial stress while caring for a loved one with cancer. Support from doctors, family, and community is very important for cancer patients. In poor countries, cancer is even more dangerous because people often cannot afford proper treatment or may not have access to good hospitals. Awareness, early detection, and healthy living are key ways to fight this disease. In short, cancer is a deadly but often preventable disease. With better knowledge, healthy habits, and regular checkups, many lives can be saved. Fighting cancer is not easy, but it is possible with care, support, and early action. The fourth cause of death: chronic respiratory diseases. Chronic respiratory diseases are one of the major causes of death in the world. These diseases affect the lungs and the airways that help us breathe. Chronic means long-lasting. This means that once a person gets a respiratory disease like this, it usually stays with them for life. These diseases do not spread from one person to another, but they can make life very difficult and often lead to death if not treated properly. The most common types of chronic respiratory diseases include chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, asthma, and pulmonary fibrosis. COPD is one of the deadliest and most common. It causes the airways in the lungs to become narrow, which makes it very hard to breathe. People with COPD often feel tired, have a cough that doesn't go away, and produce a lot of mucus. In later stages, they may need oxygen support to breathe. Asthma is another chronic lung disease. In asthma, the airways become inflamed and sensitive. This makes them tighten when the person is near dust, smoke, cold air, or even during exercise. Asthma can cause wheezing, coughing, shortness of breath, and chest tightness. Some people have mild asthma, but for others, asthma attacks can be life-threatening. These diseases are mostly caused by things that damage the lungs over time. The biggest cause is smoking. Cigarette smoke has harmful chemicals that go deep into the lungs and slowly destroy the tissues. People who smoke are at much higher risk of getting COPD. Breathing in polluted air, dust, and harmful gases at home or at work can also cause these diseases. In some poor countries, people cook using firewood or coal inside their homes. This creates smoke that damages their lungs over time. Some people may also get these diseases because of their family history. If your parents or grandparents had lung disease, you may be more likely to get it too. Infections like tuberculosis can also lead to long-term lung problems if not treated well. Chronic respiratory diseases cannot usually be cured, but they can be managed. Doctors may give inhalers or medicines to help open the airways and make breathing easier. In serious cases, oxygen therapy or even surgery may be needed. The best way to manage these diseases is to avoid smoking, stay away from pollution, and get medical help early. These diseases can make everyday life very hard. Simple activities like walking, climbing stairs, or talking for long can make people feel very tired. Some people feel scared, lonely, or depressed because they cannot do the things they used to enjoy. This is why emotional support and good medical care are both important. In many poor areas, people do not know the risks or do not have access to treatment. Raising awareness and improving air quality can help reduce the number of people getting sick. By avoiding harmful habits and getting regular checkups, we can prevent or control chronic respiratory diseases and help people live longer, healthier lives. The fifth cause of diabetes. Diabetes is one of the top 5 causes of death in the world. It is a long-term disease that affects how the body uses sugar, also called glucose. Glucose is important because it gives energy to the body. But when someone has diabetes, their body cannot control the amount of sugar in the blood properly. If not managed well, diabetes can cause serious health problems and even lead to death. There are two main types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. In type 1 diabetes, the body's immune system attacks the cells in the pancreas that make insulin. Insulin is a hormone that helps move sugar from the blood into the body's cells. People with type 1 diabetes must take insulin every day. This type usually begins in children or young adults. Type 2 diabetes is more common and usually happens in adults, though it is now also seen in young people. In type 2 diabetes, the body does not make enough insulin or does not use it well. This causes sugar to build up in the blood. Over time, high blood sugar can damage many parts of the body like the heart, kidneys, eyes, nerves, and blood vessels. There are several reasons why people get diabetes. One big reason is unhealthy lifestyle. Eating too much fast food, sugary snacks, and processed foods can lead to weight gain, which increases the risk of diabetes. Not getting enough exercise, being overweight, and sitting for long periods also raise the chances. People who have a family history of diabetes are more likely to get it, but lifestyle choices can still make a big difference. Some symptoms of diabetes include feeling very thirsty, needing to urinate often, losing weight without trying, feeling tired all the time, and having blurry vision. But many people do not know they have diabetes because the signs can be slow and easy to ignore. That's why regular health checkups are important, especially if someone has a family history or other risk factors. Diabetes cannot be fully cured, but it can be controlled. People with diabetes need to check their blood sugar levels often and follow a healthy routine. This includes eating balanced meals, staying active, avoiding sugary drinks, and taking medicines or insulin as needed. If diabetes is not managed well, it can lead to serious problems like heart attacks, strokes, kidney failure, blindness, and even the loss of arms or legs due to poor blood flow. Living with diabetes can be hard. It affects daily life and can cause emotional stress. Many people feel worried or frustrated about their condition. Support from family, doctors, and health workers is very helpful. Learning more about the disease can also help people feel more in control. In poor countries, diabetes is more dangerous because people may not have money for medicine or access to good hospitals. That is why prevention and awareness are so important. With the right knowledge and habits, many cases of diabetes can be avoided or managed better, helping people live longer and healthier lives. In this video, we talked about 5 major causes of death that affect people all over the world. If you want to stay healthy and help your loved ones stay safe too, please take care of your health, live a healthy lifestyle, and go for regular checkups. How did you like this video? Tell us in the comments below. And if you want to watch more simple and helpful videos like this, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Take care. See you in the next video.